Yes, y'all. Tremendous start from the Dave Campbell's Texas Football Mothership in beautiful Carrollton, Texas. It is DCTF Live, an internet show for you. My name is Greg Tepper. I am the managing editor of Dave Campbell's Texas Football, a magazine, and TexasFootball.com, a website. I'm just putting it in my computer. Thank you for spending part of your day with us. Whether you are watching us live at TexasFootball.com, which you can do every weekday at noon, or you are listening to us on the podcast, which you can do on your own time.
Yes.
So either way, we appreciate you. You have precious seconds on this.
The point is, we've made this extremely convenient. It's the convenience of modern times.
You have a precious number of seconds on this earth,
Mm-hmm.
and we appreciate you spending part of your fleeting existence with us.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sitting over there in the screen to your right.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're over here.
Yeah.
Is Max Thompson.
Yeah.
Hi, Max.
Hi.
Hi, you want a high five? Yeah.
No, I did it the wrong way. Other way. Wait.
Yeah. All right.
There we go.
We're still getting used to the new look. If you haven't watched the show lately, we've got a new look on there, and we're trying to figure out exactly how all the fun stuff. So today is Wednesday, July 27th, 2016, episode 173. 173, the number of doubles for Mark Teixeira and his illustrious Texas Rangers career.
Who could forget?
I mean, really, who could? He was like their best player for a long time.
Does, as a Ranger fan, is that the biggest star you've had that it feels like you didn't have him?
Yeah.
Like as a non-Rangers fan, his existence with the Rangers barely exists.
Of course,
to me.
absolutely.
Yeah.
But he was their best player for a long time, and then more importantly, they got like the heist of the century when they traded him to the Braves.
Yes.
Who had him for like a year, and they got Elvis Andrus out of the deal.
Yeah, they did nothing with the Braves basically. Like
right.
they did nothing with him. He was fine.
Correct. A little bit later, in a moment, or a little bit later, about 15 minutes, we're going to discuss Texas versus the world. There are a number of big-time prominent teams in the Lone Star State that are going to be playing a Week 1 game out of state.
Mm-hmm.
And we are going to discuss those and just generally the history of Texas playing teams from outside the state. Here's a spoiler. Texas wins a lot. Yeah. So we'll get into that in a moment. And in a sec, we've got some headlines, including the most controversial segment we've ever done.
I don't think that's
We're
true.
going to rank the Big 12 uniforms.
I don't think that's true.
So we're going to get that in just a moment.
Yeah.
I own a home. Humble brag.
I have been there.
You've been there?
It's lovely.
Thank you.
It's a lovely home.
Mostly because of a wife.
Sure.
So the joys of home improvement are really fun. And Monday night, I had a day. I had a night.
Okay.
So I go home, and my wife has made dinner, which is wonderful, and everyone's off to a good start. So I flip on the kitchen light, and we have, like we have here, we have the, what do you call it?
The fluorescent
lights.
Yeah.
We have the fluorescent lights. Yeah. Those things are supposed to last. They're designed to last for like 7 years.
And they're designed to suck the life out of you.
They're also designed to kill you.
Yes.
But they are designed to last for a long time. So, of course, 2 of them go out. There are 4 of them. 2 of them go out. Well, crap. Okay, so let's get up there and let's take it down. I go to take it down, and the little cover that's over it goes and breaks in half.
No.
Breaks in half. Yeah. So
like
now,
as you caught it, or like did it hit the ground?
As I'm trying to get it out of the little like
it just
inset,
snaps.
it just snaps.
Ooh.
And so it breaks in half. And so I'm like, well, I was already going to Home Depot to get fluorescent bulbs. I might as well go and get a cover as well.
My immediate fear in this situation is they should have this cover, but they won't, will they?
Oh, no, they did.
Oh, they did?
Go to Home Depot.
See, I would
go to
have
Home
been
Depot.
full of, fear.
Home Depot is not a sponsor of DCTF Live yet, but if they want to, I will talk them up.
Sure.
Everyone there is so super helpful.
Yes.
I'm just blown away.
No.
They're very helpful. I get the new cover, but it has to be cut to size. That's fine. I can do that in my garage.
Mm-hmm.
And then the bulbs, 2 bulbs. We also my wife and I stop at the grocery store on the way home, and we've got a couple bottles of wine and stuff. Very, very expensive wine from
Right,
Tom,
not like a romantic evening of fluorescent light changing.
and Tom Thumb wine.
Ooh.
And so, walking in the door, carrying the stuff, and the bag with the wine
No.
gives.
No.
And so I'm holding it like I'm holding it like you hold normal groceries, and so this thing just shoots through the bottom of the through the bottom of the bag, and goes, and there is Pinot Grigio is white, Pinot Grigio
Both bottles?
everywhere, just one,
Oh.
only one side, like on a corner of it,
Oh.
goes.
Oh.
So then we spend the next 30 minutes cleaning that up, which is just so already off to a great start. Get up into the light fixture, and I put the bulbs in, which is not easy.
No.
Got to get up there on the ladder, and
It's annoying.
get them in, but they're supposed to
Right.
last for 7 years. So then I go back out to the garage, and I've got to cut about 4 inches off of this
Right.
thing to make it fit, and cracked it.
No! Oh.
Yep. Trying to take an X-Acto knife to it, and then all of a sudden just goes and cracks. And at that point, I was just sitting there.
You're like, what did I do?
It's about 9 o'clock at night, and
How have I
I'm
wronged
just
you?
sitting there in my garage.
The gods.
Just like, is this really?
Why, universe? What have I done?
Yeah.
This is what you get for hating my favorite team, by the way.
I'll tell you, it was a bad night, and
Ugh.
so now I have to find a way to buy another one and then cut it. I might go to my buddy who has like a table saw and see if he
Sure.
can do it. But it was just
Oy.
the joys of home improvement, which is a lot
No.
of fun. So
No, thanks.
we're DCTF Live. We're here every weekday at noon on TexasFootball.com, talking football in the Lone Star State. You can follow us on Twitter. You can like us on Facebook. You can follow us on Instagram, and we have a website. All right, Maximus.
Sure.
We got a couple headlines to get through. First and foremost, I lost my link. Where'd it go? Max, what'd you do with my link? There it is. I got it. First, there's a story.
If you would like a roundup of links every day, as Greg is using currently.
TexasFootball.com.
Yeah. Although it'll be gone the next 2 days because I'm on vacation.
So we got a great interest, a great story
Sure.
from our friend, Avi Zalian.
Do we want to call him our friend? Do you want to go that far?
Our acquaintance. Our
Ally. I'll call him an ally.
well, I wouldn't go that far. I think ally is probably closer than a friend.
Is he? I don't know. Remember, Stalin was an ally at one point. You think anyone's calling Stalin their friend?
You heard it here first, guys. Avi Zalian, Joseph Stalin.
Same department.
Same guy. So we got a story from him at Sports Day HS about Celina. And I think people think of Celina, rightfully so, as where G.A. Moore coached and one of the most decorated programs in the state. 8 state championships.
Right.
They have the most state championships. They're tied with Katy. Is there one? No, they're tied with Katy for the most.
Yes.
Because Katy won their 8th.
Right. Tied it.
They are remarkable. They have, they are one of the best programs in the state. And they've always been known as one of the best small school programs in the
Right.
state.
Small school. That's another thing you think of, though,
Yeah.
right?
You think-
Dynasty, but small school.
You think of Katy. Katy in those same hushed tones, you
Right.
think, okay, they're one of the best programs in the
Giant
state.
school.
But they're the big school, right? They're the big
Absolutely.
the big school.
Yeah.
Celina is the small school counterpart to Katy, I think.
Yeah.
Because they both have 8 state championships.
No
They're
question.
Both, I think that's just the way it works.
Decorated beyond belief.
Which is why it's so interesting that all of a sudden you start looking at the enrollment numbers as Avi did, and Celina is growing.
Creeping up.
The city is growing. It is really fun, But there's a lot of growth predicted in Celina.
Yeah.
Basically, if you look at the trends of population growth in DFW, they're moving more and more north, and they're moving north into kind of the more rural areas. Prosper has seen a
Sure.
giant spike in population, and it seems like it is just a matter of time before that reaches Celina.
Yeah.
And what happens when Celina? They are projected to increase by, I think, 69%. Nice in the next few years, and this is the kind of thing that coaches are watching,
Right.
because what would happen if Celina all of a sudden is a 5A team? we've gotten so used to teams that are traditionally in one level moving up.
Yeah.
But to me, that the big break between big school and small school has always been what was 3A to 4A was now 4A to 5A. Is that it's basically over 1,000. Okay, if you have an enrollment under 1,000, I think you're a small school. That's just how I view.
I mean, it's a dividing line. Like, it's a very clear delineation.
Yeah,
it's arbitrary, but it's still...
Of course, absolutely arbitrary, because there are schools that have probably like 1,001 kids that I would say, oh, they're a big school. And then there's schools that have 999 kids. I'd be like, oh, they're a small school. I understand that's arbitrary. Right. But what happens if Celina all of a sudden experiences the population growth that Prosper has? And Avi spoke to Coach Bill Elliott from Celina, and he's concerned about it as well, that all of a sudden the population is growing. And what happens when the traditional small school power is no longer a small school? It's an interesting story. So,
especially because, as well documented here on DCTF Live and in the Dallas Morning News, DFW continues to grow. I believe you put out a map yesterday that showed it is pretty much anything northwest of Galveston all the way to El Paso, correct? That's the DFW area now? Okay.
That's exactly how that works. So... there's that.
Yeah.
Another headline, our friends at the Austin American Statesman are doing their high school football countdown. Right. And they're just going day by day by day, and they're previewing a new team every day. And they've got the preview for Cedar Park Vista Ridge up today. And it's not, there's not a whole lot of really groundbreaking stuff here. No. Just kind of a nice primer, I think, for people who aren't necessarily high school football nerds like us, who are all of a sudden it's a month away and they're starting to pay attention. This is a nice primer for them. But Vista Ridge, we talked about them. They represent one of the most interesting, dare I say, intriguing teams that we're going to see in 2016 because they were so good as a 5A team, 12-3, ran to the state semifinals, lost in the state semifinals. Now, jumping up to 6A in the same district as Lake Travis and Austin Westlake. Should be a really fun thing to watch. I think people are forgetting about Vista Ridge in the same way they're forgetting about Vandegrift because I think Lake Travis and Westlake are sucking up all the oxygen in the room. They're the ones who are dominating the conversation. That these two teams that are making moves up are arguably more intriguing than those two because we kind of know what we're getting with Westlake and Lake Travis.
Yes.
With Vandegrift and Vista Ridge, we don't really know what we're getting. So.
But, I mean, props to both coaches because what they've built there is pretty impressive, that we are now in a state of annually bringing them up in the same conversations with those other two Central Texas schools. So I think that's important.
Yeah. All right. And then, Max, the whole reason we're doing the show.
It's time for the real fun.
Unfair weather fan. I don't
stretch for this.
I don't know who they are. I've never heard of them.
But boy, have they given us something to talk about.
They got some takes.
Some takes.
They are
relevant to our interests today.
They're talking about the they're doing uniform rankings. And I think they're doing it for every conference.
Yes.
Today they did the Big 12, or yesterday, I think last night they did the Big 12. And the Big 12 uniform rankings go as thus. Number 10. Can I go down?
Oh, absolutely. I have our B-roll ready.
Number 10 is Kansas.
Now,
Look, that's that bird is the dumbest thing that's ever existed.
Kansas is the dumbest school in existence.
Exactly.
You have a unified opinion of Kansas on this show every day.
Let me put on a caveat, okay?
Okay.
David Beatty, you're awesome.
You're awesome.
We love you.
We do.
You're the best.
That's true.
And anytime you want to be on the show.
Yeah. Anytime you want to come on the show, and we cannot wait till you're at a school not named Kansas.
We are so excited for your college football future. We think that you have a bright future. We love you. And Texas high school football coaches and Texas high school football fans love and support you.
There's no question.
Kansas, that bird is so dumb. That bird, it's a bird wearing shoes with buckles on it.
Yeah.
It has buckles on it.
And that's not even the issue here. I think that's it's like that's part of it. But that's not the issue here. The issue here is they cannot figure out what they're doing with those uniforms.
No.
I'm showing the blue with the gray top, and it's awful. And that's not even the worst uniform they have.
No.
You're Kansas. They have an all-red uniform. Red helmets. You're not red.
Anytime I get an opportunity to rank Kansas last at something, I will do it. Kansas, you have a dumb bird, and you have bad uniforms. You're number 10. I totally agree with you, unfair weather fan.
Yeah.
Number 9.
boy.
Texas Tech.
We have got some beef here. Beef here.
Okay.
Now, do you want to start with the good or the bad?
Okay, I want to start with the bad.
Okay.
Okay, because I think that they are super underrated in this list. Let me get that
Okay.
out there. But I will start with the bad. Tech, in recent years, basically since Cliff Kingsbury came along, our friend Cliff Kingsbury.
Yes.
Since Cliff came along, they have tricked up their uniforms to an ungodly degree. It is just... Some of them are awful. The Texas flag helmet, awful.
That's what
The
I'm showing.
Matador helmet, awful. The Matador uniforms, awful. Really, really bad alternates, basically. All their alternates, I don't know if I like a single one of their alternates.
No question.
Okay? That said, when they stay in their lane, when you go look at their classic uniforms, either the All Blacks or the white and black.
The black with the gray pants.
Yes.
Oh.
It's such a good look.
Badass.
And let's also recognize that as much as we hate the Kansas logo, I think we like the Tech logo just as
the
much.
The throwback and the modern.
Yes.
Both great.
They're so great. The double T is an iconic, fantastic look. I just don't know why they have to trick it up so much. When you go look at their classic uniforms, they are fantastic. So I think they're underrated here. I totally understand their point.
I think they're being penalized too much for the bad.
I think that's
and they're not given enough credit for the good.
I think that's exactly right. Number 8, TCU.
We start with the good or the bad?
We're going to start with the
bad. Okay.
The bad is, and I totally agree. I totally agree with Unfair Weather Fan's point. The frog skin pattern, okay?
Yes.
This kind of camo-y, kind of, I don't even know what you would call it.
Yeah, the kind of digital camo.
Exactly, digital camo. I think it's bad and gross. I don't like it. I don't like the frog skin look. I just think that's kind of weird.
The only thing I'm gonna say is I'm not gonna say I love it, right? I'm not gonna say I love it.
They're great. I don't like their gray uniforms. I'll say that too.
But it's theirs.
True.
It's not, for the sake of being different.
Yeah.
Some crazy color like Kansas. Like I wear red all of a sudden. No, you're not.
Yeah.
But frog skin is extremely unique.
It's theirs.
Right. It's like Baylor, who we'll get to with the bear claws. It is Oregon with the wings. I mean, I get that part of it.
Right. Okay. That's it.
The good.
So that's the good is like their stormtrooper uniforms. The whites. I think they wear white.
Sharp.
I think they wear white second best in this conference. We'll get to that in a moment.
Yeah.
I think they wear white
Super sharp.
second best in this conference.
Super sharp.
I love
Yes.
the stormtroopers. Number 7, Baylor.
Bad or good?
Let's start with the good.
The good. Okay. All right.
Green and gold's an awesome look.
Good Lord, that's an awesome uniform.
Such a great combo platter is green and gold.
Right.
And it's unique. There's not a lot of teams that have green and gold.
Right.
And when they put on their green and gold, it looks so
And even the modern
sharp.
spin with the bear claws is subtle on the all green. It's
Like
there, but it's not obvious.
Like it.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, you can trick up. You can stay traditional and still trick it up.
It's great.
So the green and gold, fantastic.
Unbelievable.
Black's not your color.
Whew, and both.
Gray's not your color. Anthracite is not your color. Okay.
It pops. I'll give you that. But really,
the other thing is, can I issue a hot sports opinion?
well, what are we doing here if not?
Kind of out on the chrome helmets. The kind of
It does feel a little played out, doesn't it? Everyone's got the chrome.
I get it, but it's just I don't know.
I think some people look a lot better than others. I'll say that.
I think you're right, but Baylor gets penalized because of the black uniforms and the gray uniforms. And this is not an original opinion for me because I've railed against this for a long time. Go back to the green and gold. If they had here's the thing about Baylor is that, and boy, we're going to run way over on the show.
That's
but
fine.
If we may have to bump the.
We'll be fine.
Okay.
We'll be fine.
If you have a bad standard color palette,
Sure.
if you have a bad standard color palette, I understand wanting to trick it up. Okay,
Yeah.
I understand that. But Baylor's got a tremendous standard color
You can't
palette.
beat green and gold.
Yes,
baby.
it's so good. It's
even
really
green
good.
and yellow,
Yes.
right? The athletics are so
They're
gorgeous.
Great.
Everything.
They're great. I don't know. So I think that at 7, that's I guess where I'd put them.
Yeah.
Max, number 6, your beloved Iowa State
My
Cyclones.
Cyclones. Now, here's the thing. That is USC's uniform. That is the shoulder stripes are different. The logo on the side of the helmet is that is USC's uniform. And look, it looks good.
It does.
But it's not your uniform. Now, in their defense, this year, While I also think this is a little played out, it's played out for a reason. They are introducing the Stormtrooper look, and it looks awesome.
Okay, I haven't seen
red face masks.
Okay.
It looks great. It's the same
Okay.
pattern, but
I like-
white
oh, I
with
see
the
this
red
now.
and yellow stripes.
Yeah.
Good look. Like when they wear that, hell yes.
Here's the thing.
Sign me up.
I like their helmet. I like the eye state. I think that's a good helmet.
I think it's a little boring, personally.
I understand the Ronald McDonald. I will say that I appreciate that they are a school that has stayed in their lanes. And I think that's okay.
I don't know.
I
The
know it's
early
not
2000 uniforms were a little busy.
6 seems fine. 6 seems fine.
Yeah, right. Like we said, it's a good-looking uniform. It's just not yours.
Number 5, Oklahoma State.
So
Super overrated on this list. I put Oklahoma State like 9. I don't like it. They're another team. They're the team that has nothing going for them. I don't think that their color scheme, their standard color scheme, is particularly compelling. And then they have to go and they are as bad as Baylor and Tech at tricking it up, because they will come out with the new one every week.
here's what I'm going to. I can't believe I'm doing this because I hate the state of Oklahoma and I really don't care about Oklahoma State. I'm going to stand up for these guys.
Oh my God.
Here's what I'm going to say. Pistol Pete is great. They have overdone it with Pistol Pete. He should not cover the entire side of your helmet.
Agreed.
Pistol Pete is awesome. I love the bandana accent.
Yeah.
I think that's a unique, cool look. I just think like I agree with you in the sense that the tricking out, right? The chrome, the insanity. It's all too much. The big cowboys and silver on the side of the pants.
I put them 9. I put them 9 right ahead of Kansas.
I don't know if I would just because I agree in the sense that I think they've taken it too far. But if you go back a couple years with just like the classic OSU logo that really popped on like a white or a black helmet, or the matte black helmets, I thought that looked really good.
Number 4, West by God, Virginia. Look, gold and blue,
Tough to beat.
real good look.
Yeah, the all
real
blue
good
look is nice with a matte black or the matte blue helmets.
And Unfair Weather Fan, unfairweatherfan.com, which is where you can find these rankings.
Yeah.
They list that sometimes they go too much blue or too much gold, and I think that's right.
That's fair.
I think that they've got that. But when they mix it perfectly, when they go blue tops and yellow bottoms, or they go reverse, really, really sharp look.
Yeah.
I love the WV, and I don't know if you have the image of their old school.
Yes, I can pull
helmet.
it up. Hold on.
Yes, their old school.
Great throwback.
Great throwback. I've been on record that I think that the best throwback helmets in America belong to UTEP. The minor,
the
minor on there is
great look.
Amazing.
Yeah.
This is close. This is a really good throwback
And
look.
for a throwback, fits pretty seamlessly with their modern look.
Sure
pretty
does.
cool.
Sure does. Overall, I think West Virginia probably properly rated.
Right.
Okay. Number 3, Kansas State. If there was ever going to be a guy who is going to make sure that we just do what we do,
Stay in our lane.
it's Bill Snyder, right?
Right.
And Bill Snyder has made sure that they have 2 looks.
Yeah.
They have purple with gray, and they have white with gray,
Right.
and they just invert the colors.
Yep.
And I think it's a bad logo.
It's weird, right?
Our friend Brad Hilliard said it's very USFL, which
yes.
is
that's just
partially
it.
true.
It's very much a like 1975 to 85 graphic design,
Yeah.
and it fits in that era, and yet it's held on. So it's kind of become iconic for them. But if you really look at it, it is kind of weird, especially with the classic uniform pattern.
Yeah. I think overall, my one nitpick is I don't like the logo. That's my one nitpick. Overall, I think it's great. This is going to hurt you because number 2 is Oklahoma, and
It's a great look.
it's a great look.
It's a great look.
It's a great look, guys. We will crap on Oklahoma as much as we can on this show,
Yeah.
but real respect, real, and
Also-
real recognize.
But
real
for a
weather.
second, let's crap on them.
Oh,
These-
the
pro combat uniforms. Give me a break, man.
Stupid.
Why would you mess with this?
real dumb,
to
real
wear
dumb.
this.
Real dumb. Nope. Those.
No.
Yeah. I mean, when they go with the what's their stupid color called?
I don't know. Crimson.
Crimson.
I don't know.
That's
Is
it.
it
It's crimson and cream.
Crimson and cream.
Crimson and
yeah.
cream. When they go with the crimson uniforms, the cream numbers, or the cream uniforms with the crimson numbers, I mean,
Come on.
it's just great. It's
But
really
this, like,
good.
The jagged shoulder patches.
It's really
and
good.
crap.
They have one helmet, which is great. It's great,
Yeah.
but those pro combats are stupid.
Stupid.
Number 1, Texas Longhorns. And I understand that there are people who don't like Texas's uniforms.
Right.
I understand. But here is the one thing you cannot say about Texas's uniforms.
Right.
You cannot say they are not iconic.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
When you see that uniform, you know what you're getting, okay? You know, I mean, when you say, oh, they're playing Texas, you know exactly what they're going to look like if they're on the road. You know exactly what they're going to look like when they're at home.
Yeah.
And this gets into the whole point of uniforms as a recruiting tool.
Sure.
And Texas is kind of the last holdout, right?
Yeah.
Texas, USC, Michigan, Penn State.
Yeah.
There's a couple. Alabama. These are the schools that have kind of stayed in their lanes and stuck with tradition and said, no, we're just going to ride or die with our colors. And you know what? Say what you want. It's just a really clean, solid look.
Yeah.
Which,
as I pointed out before the show, and we were talking with our guy Brad here, burnt orange is a terrible color.
It's not a good color.
Like, you put it on anything else,
kind of an ugly
and you go, pretty ugly.
Yeah.
Which says a lot about these uniforms, right? That you
Mm-hmm.
took a color that no one would use for anything else in life and created something iconic.
Yes. Like if you, for example, we were talking about Tech. Black and red is such a superb color combo.
Right.
Great color combo. That it's hard to screw that up.
Right.
You know what I mean? Burnt orange, it's real easy to screw it up because it's not a great color.
Right.
On its own. But on their uniforms,
so here's my question. You pick one set from that you would pick as the number one, right? Maybe you don't the whole uniform, but if you had to pick one set that you really like, is it still Texas or do you pick someone else? Because I have a different answer.
I mean, I'll tell you, TCU Stormtrooper look is so good. It's so good, and I understand that purple's their color, not white.
Right.
I'd almost go with them. I'd almost go with that Stormtrooper look. We mentioned green and gold.
Right.
That's a great look. I think the old when Tech does it right.
That's my number one.
That's your one.
Old school Tech, man. That is awesome. Like the newest versions of the old school Tech with the gray pants or the all black. Holy crap, that looks good to me.
Yeah.
Like that's probably my favorite.
Yeah, I think that. I think here's the thing about Texas is that I don't think that if you put their uniforms up against everyone else's best uniforms, that they're necessarily the best.
I would probably agree with that. Yeah.
But they are so consistently excellent. The Texas uniforms are so consistently excellent. It's hard not to give them the number one spot. I think so. I think that
completely agree.
You know, I think that's the way it's got to go. So if I were to rank the Texas teams alone on their full complement of jerseys, okay, I would go.
Just Big 12, or are we going now like off the board?
No, we're just going to no, just the Big 12 Texas team, the four Big 12 Texas teams. On their full complement, I would go Texas number 1, Tech number 2, TCU number 3, Baylor number 4.
Right.
And I hope that I've explained why I have a problem with Baylor's, because I just think that they have been given a beautiful gift. And they
ignore it.
They're spitting in its face because green and gold is such a great look.
It's great.
So that's it. You know, we do not have time to do.
Why not?
Because
we can go 5 more minutes, Greg.
I know, but we've got a show tomorrow, and then I don't have to do research for tomorrow.
So So let's tease this because we're gonna record this right after because I'm gonna be gone tomorrow. Texas versus the world. Do you want to preview what we're gonna be talking about tomorrow?
Yeah. So there are a lot of teams in Texas that are playing Week 1 games against out-of-state opponents.
Right.
Cedar Hill's playing Bishop Gorman. They're from Las Vegas. There's a few others. Yeah. Big ones, and it's. I think that we puff out our chests a lot about Texas high school football. Texas high school football does play other teams a lot.
Yeah.
How does the state of Texas stack up against teams from out of state? We'll get into all that tomorrow on the show. Right. How about that? How about a tease ahead?
And then so Texas versus the world Week 1 matchups.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about each of them. Right. Okay. And then what about this historical trends?
That's what I'm saying. We're going to talk about.
We'll go look back to
how they've done historically in the past 10 years or so. So
I think that's fair.
We'll get into that. So
I think that's okay.
Thank you for spending part of your day with us. Follow us on Twitter, DCTF. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Dave Campbell. Follow us on Instagram, instagram.com/Dave Campbell. And of course, CS at TexasFootball.com. Tomorrow we're not live. Max is in Colorado.
Yeah.
So,
Colorado.
Yeah. Colorado City. Not Colorado City. He's in Colorado, the state. Yeah. So we will have a recorded show for you, so be on the lookout for that. Vince Young, please get your Player of the Year trophy. We will see you tomorrow. on DCTF Live.